Okay, Hanna, Zsolt, Mirek, Octavian, Ivan, hello everyone. Here is what I got. I'm going to talk about USA Open Data Model. And in the center of everything we have Open Data Platform, that is data.gov website. Basically all the data held in agencies, government agencies in the United States is accessible through the APIs on this data.gov. So all this data is engaging the businesses. They are simply inviting all the businesses and entrepreneurs, startup companies to come and do something with this data. And that's why we have things like new services. Here's one example. It's a PulsePoint application. The application uses the data about all citizens who have certificate or training for CPR, helping the people who have heart attacks. They're connecting the CPR trained people with the people nearby who are having the heart attack. So this is basically saving people lives. It is a free application, and it was made by a startup company. The other example is a crop risk optimizer. This is developed by the Climate Corporation, a startup company that used weather data and crop yields data, also a soil data, to come up with an application that will help farmers look better on the risks for their crops. This company sold this software, actually the company was sold to Monsanto for almost $1 billion, and of course they are charging for their services. So the data.gov, the open data, is engaging the businesses and entrepreneurs, and these leaves that are popping up around this well and spring of publicly open data, these leaves, these new services, are basically what engages the citizens. So if you are, for example, a guy who has a CPR training, with this application, if you're willing to help, if you're an active citizen or you want to think of yourself in that way, so here's an app that will make you, which will help you to use your training and be an active citizen. So data.gov as an open data, as a platform that engages the businesses and entrepreneurs, which in turn are coming up with new services and applications, and these applications and services are helping and engaging the citizens. That is the basic idea. Of course, apart from the services and apps that were ideas of entrepreneurs and businesses, there are certain services and apps that are initiated by the government itself. So the MyUSA portal, which is one focal point for all citizens and businesses to interact with the government, it is also based on this platform of open data, because different government agencies are now having easy access to the data of other agencies, and the most useful and valuable information is often in this area of intersection of different data sets from different government agencies. So one of the users of this data platform here is the government itself, and especially the teams of creative people inside of this government. One of these teams is, and I would put that as a key resource, Presidential Innovation Fellows. So carefully picked group of people from the government, from the private sector and academic institutions. They're coping with the biggest challenges in the government and coming up with solutions like My USA portal. So let's continue with the key resources when I already started with that. Let me see. Of course, the key resource is this open data platform itself, and that wouldn't happen if there wasn't for a strong political will. There was an open data policy by the Obama, and without this open data policy, this wouldn't have happened, and you wouldn't have any of these. So that policy basically said you need to publish all the data that you have inside the agencies. The key activities are, apart from development and maintenance of the platform, this is the one I find very interesting, sharing, because everything is based first of all on open source software. So this platform here was made using the data management software called CKN and the content management software called WordPress, both of which are open source programs, and every line of code, everything they at this moment have and they come up with is on the GitHub, available to all government agencies who are trying to make their data sets publicly available and to integrate these with the DataGov. So this sharing is extremely important. Of course, the promotion of the model is also one of the activities that has to be considered, because people and businesses need to know about this and all the possibilities that are out there. When I mention the open source and the sharing and GitHub, I will put in key partners the academic institutions and the community. So big corporations like IBM, Oracle, and similar companies are, I would say, they're a little bit put to the side in this model, because in the cost structure you will have the staff, but you won't spend much money on licenses because you're using the open source software. Again, you don't need that many staff maintaining this platform here, because everything is shared on a GitHub. So you are reusing the existing code, and you don't have that much heterogeneous environment that you do have in some less developed countries right now. Yes, the revenue streams. This is something that is obviously very important. Of course, you have tax. You have tax on the level of citizens. Instead of increasing the tax for citizens, this model is concentrated, and the idea is to increase the number of new jobs. With the increased number of jobs, you will have more tax, but you don't have to increase the tax per citizen. The same story about businesses. The idea is to have greater number of businesses. This is a completely new company that was sold for $1 billion. So this is what I'm saying. Come up with new businesses, new sources of revenue, new tax here, but do not increase the tax per business. Everything is distributed through cloud, whether we are talking about API for this data.gov, through which the businesses and entrepreneurs can access the data here, or we are talking about these particular services that are offered through the mobile apps or software as a service services to the citizens and businesses again, because you have business-to-business application in this circle as well. About customer relationship, these are the new apps, modern apps with modern interfaces, so they are integrated with Facebook and Twitter social networks, or they have something similar, social network services built into them. And this is something that you can expect, because you have a fierce competition going on. You have businesses that are accessing the data, and all of these businesses are trying to come up with something new and something that citizens would like to use. So they are very, very much concerned about the customer relationship. So this is it, guys. Hope you will find something interesting out of this, and see you on Tuesday, Zsolt and Octavian, and to the rest of you, Hannah, have a good vacation on your island, and see you soon, guys. Bye.